Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue your same module, that is your website design, and the same chapter or the new chapter, that is the chapter number 20, that is the HTML fonts. In the last class we have studied about the chapter number 19, that is the HTML colors, that is how to use the HTML colors or what are the various colors that is available within the HTML. And now the today's topic is the HTML fonts, but before this let's take a quick review what we have covered in the last class, that is chapter number 19. So let's take a quick review of the chapter number 19. Chapter number 19 is the HTML colors, that is how we are using the HTML colors. So what are the various advantages of using the HTML colors? So there are multiple forms by which we can use the HTML colors. So we have studied about the colors, and colors plays an important role in defining or gives a look and feel to your website. And we can also specify the colors on the page level using the body tag, and you can also set the color for the individual tags using the BG color. So we can also give the color at the background by using the background equals to, and we can also give the BG color, or we can say the individual tags using the BG color. So there are two methods. Either we are using direct the background equals to color, that means the whole page will be displayed with that color, or we can use the BG color. So there are two methods, there are two tags that is used. One is background, one is the BG colors. And the body tag has following attributes which can be used to set the color. So one is the BG color, then text, then a link, then v link. So these are the various attribute that is also used with the body tag. So we can use the body tag to set up the element, to set up the tags that is used with the body tag. So this is the body tag that is used. So one of the attribute that is used with the body tag is the BG color. So that sets a color for the background of the page. So if I want to set the background, that will be used with the BG color. Then a text that sets a color for the body text. So if I want to set the color for the body text, that is also used to set the color for the body text. Then a link, that is used for linking or the active linking or the selected link. So whatever the link that we are using, that is also done by using the a link. Then normal a link, that sets the color for the linked text. Then v link, that sets the color for the visited link. That means there are multiple links that is also used for the different colors of the linking. One is the a link, one is the only link, one is the v link, that is a visited link. Then we have talked about the HTML color coding method, that is what are the various methods that is used for the HTML color coding methods. So there are following three methods that will be used, that is also used for the body tag, that is also used for the set the colors in your web page. First is the color name. So there are three methods by which we can give the colors in the HTML, either by using directly the color name, either by using the hex codes, either by using the color decimal or the percentage value. So these are the three methods. So directly if we are able to use the color name, that is color equals to red, or there are multiple hexadecimal values that is predefined in the HTML that we also give for defining the colors. And we can also give the percentage or the decimal value that contains the RGB, that is the red, green, blue. So the three methods: one is the color name, one is the hex codes, one is the color decimal or the percentage value. Then we have talked about we can say the in detail, that is how to use the color name, that is the first part, that is the color name. Then how to use the hexadecimal values, and how to use the RGB method, that is the percentage value. So this is the HTML color, that is the color name that is used. So you can possibly direct a color name to set a text or the background color. And W3 Schools or W3C has listed out 16 basic color names that will validate with an HTML validator. So there are total 16 color names that is used within the HTML in the W3C that recommend the 16 color, but there are almost about 200 different color that is supported by the major browsers. So we will focus on the 16 colors only, that is that provided by the W3C, that is a worldwide consortium. That 16 colors that is available, and these are the colors we have studied about, that is these are the various 16 colors that is recommended by W3 School, that is the black, gray, silver, and so on. And this is one of the example that we have discussed, that is how to use the BG color, or how to give the color, like BG color equals to green. We are defining the color name, that is a green. Then BG color equals to black, then white, So this is the first method, that is how to use the HTML colors, or how to use the HTML colors name directly that is used within the HTML. Then next method is to defining the hexadecimal value, that is also used for giving the HTML color, that is the hex values. So hexadecimal has 6 digits representation of a color, and the first 2 digits, that is the RR, represents a red value. The next two are the green value, and the last are the blue values. That means there are 6 representation of a color that is defined. One is the RR, that is a red color, then green, then next one is a BB color, that is a blue value. So that contains the hexadecimal value that is defined within hexadecimal form, that is from the 0 to the 15. Then we have studied about the hexadecimal that is also defined in the Adobe Photoshop or the Flash or the MS Paint that is used. So this is one of the defined color, that is for the black. All the zeros are available within this one, that is there are total 7 digits that is also used. Then this is the FF, that is a red color, then this is the green color, FF, then this is FF. That means for 2 digits if FF, then it is a red color, then green, that is middle 2 FF, and the last 2 FF is the blue color, that is a red, green, blue. These are the various hexadecimal values for the different colors. Then the third property that is also used for the for defining the various color, that is also used for defining the various methods. Like for example, we have talked about the two methods that is used, that is directly using the color name. The next method is using the hexadecimal value, and the next method is using the RGB method, that is the percentage values. That is the RGB method that is also used. So all the browser does not support the RGB properties of the color, so that it is recommended not to use it. And following is a list of color, that is how a few colors is using the RGB value. That is a list that is available. So this is the color RGB, that is the RGB 000, then 25500, then 02550, then 00255, then 255 2550. See, these are the multiple RGB values, that is a red, green, blue value that is used with the within the percentage method, that is RGB, that is a red, green, blue. This is one of the example that shows how to use the background color by using the RGB value. So this is the text, that is the body text equals to RGB 00255. That means this is of the blue color because it is available at the end, that is a blue color. So this is a different color that is also used. This is RGB 02550. Then it says in the P tag that use the different color code for the body and table and see the result. Then the P will be closed. Then in the next line it is used, that is a table BG color equals to RGB 000. So there are 3 values of this BG color that is also used, that is 000. Then TR, that is a row, will be used, TD will be used, then the font color, that is RGB 255 255 255, and that will say that the text appears white on the black background. This is also used. Then the TD will be closed, TR will be closed, table will be closed, then the body will be closed, and the HTML will be closed. So these are the various HTML tags that is used for the setting the background, that is used for the setting the RGB color, that is a 255 255 255. So this is the 255, that means it is using the black color, that is also used. Then these are the browser state color. There are multiple state color that is also used with the RGB, that is also used with the browser, that is also known as the browser state colors. So there are these are the different color that is supposed to be safest and the computer independent color, and these color vary from the hexadecimal to the 0FFF and supported by all the computer having 256 color palette. So these are the various 256 color palette that is used with the RGB values. These are predefined state value that is used, like this one. This is the green, light green, dark green, so green, red, green, blue, purple, and so on. Now next move to the today's topic, that is the chapter number 20, that is the HTML fonts. That is, what is HTML fonts, how to use the HTML fonts, how to define the HTML fonts within the HTML. So let's start with the chapter number 20. That is how to use the HTML fonts in the HTML. So how to define the fonts in the HTML. So this says fonts plays very important role in making our websites more user friendly and increasing content readability. That is, whenever we use the fonts, that plays an important role in making a website more user friendly. So there are more user friendly websites that is also available, that also plays important role, and that also becomes or also makes the website more user friendly. That is your more user friendly for the websites and increases the content readability. So whatever the content, whatever the data that we are using, that also increase the content readability of about the HTML fonts. So font face and the color depends entirely on the computer and browser that is widely or being used in view to view your page, but you can use HTML font tag to add a style. So whatever the font face, whatever the color that we are using, that entirely depends on the computer and the browser. So whatever the criteria, whatever the color that we are using, that depends on the computer and the browser that is being used to view your web page. But we can use the font tag to add the style, size, and color to the text on your websites. And you can use a base point or the base font tag to set all of your text on the same size, face, and the color. That means we are using the base font tag to set all of your text to the same size, font, and the color that is also used with the HTML font. So this is the HTML font that is used in the HTML to make the website user friendly and the interactive. So which tag is used? That is, the font tag is used to add the style, size, and color to the text. Then the font tag is having three attributes. So there are three attributes that is used with the font tag, that is a size, color, and the face. So we can define the, or we can change the size of the font, we can change the font color of the font, we can also change the face of the font to customize your font. So we can change color, size, or face to customize the font to enable the font. And to change any of the font attribute at any time within your web page, simply use the font tag that is used, and the text that follows will remain changed until you close the font tag. So until you close the font tag, that font remains the same. For example, you apply the font face as a Times New Roman, font size as a 14, font color as a red. That will remain access or activate until you are using the closing of the font tag. And you can change one or more all of the font attribute within one font tag. The note is that the font and the base font tags are deprecated and it is supposed to be removed in future version of the HTML. Now, how to set the font size? That is the next topic. So this is just a theory, that is what is the HTML font that is also used, that is used with the HTML criteria. Now next is set the HTML fonts or set the font size. So you can set the font size using your or using the size attribute. So we can set the size attribute for the font size. So there are three attributes that is used, that is the size, color, and the face. So you can set the content font size using the size attribute. The range of the accepted values is from 1 to the 7. That means we can give the font from the 1 to the 7 that is available, and the default size of a font is 3. That is the default size that is available, that is a 3. And this is one of the example of the setting the font size. So that is a by default it is available as a 3, and it is from the 1 to the 7. Like remember, if you remember about the headings, there are 7 or 6 levels of headings, that is from H1 to the S6. In the same way, there are 7 levels of font, there are 7 types of font that we are using, that is from the font size 1 to the 7. And the by default size, if I'm not giving any size, that is we are only giving the font, that is by default it is taken as a 3. Now this is the example, the same example, that is a doc type HTML, then head, then title. In the title it is available setting the font size, then the title will be closed, head will be closed, body will be open. Now these are the 7 font sizes that is used within the font tab. That is the font size equals to 1. That means the small size of the font, that is a small size, that is the size equals to 1. What is the content? That is content is font size equals to 1. Then the font will be closed and the break will be used to move to the next line. In the next line, that is size equals to 2, then font size equals to 2, then the font will be closed, then the break, then size equals to 3, then font size equals to 3, then font, then BR, then size equals to 4, then size equals to 4, then font close, BR, then in the same way 5, 6, 7. So these are the various fonts that is used within the font tag. Then at last the font tag will be closed. That means after defining all the 7 fonts, that the font size will be closed. Then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. So this will produce the following result. What is the result? That is the font size equals to 1, font size equals to 2, font size equals to 3, font size equals to 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the 7 font sizes that is available. The content we are giving like size equals to 1, size equals to 2. Now let's execute this code. Now let's see the output. What is the output of execution of this code? Now copy paste over here, then go to the save. If I want to save it the file. We are giving the name as a font.html. Font.html. Put on the desktop, save. Now go to this one, that is the font.html. Now let's see the output. What is the output of this font.html? This is the output that is shown over here. The same output will be displayed in the browser window. Now this is the we can say the output that is available, that is the size equals to 1, size equals to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at last there is a 7. So these are the various fonts that is also used with the font styles. Now next is the relative font size, that is we can use the relative font size, so you can specify how many sizes larger or how many sizes smaller than the present font size should be. That means we can also relate the font sizes, that is how many sizes are smaller, how many sizes are the bigger than the present font size that is used. And you can specify it like font size equals to n, that is a plus n, or font size equals to minus n. So we can also define the +1 -1 that is for the previous, or that is used with the previous version or the previous data with the font. That is a relative font size. So this is the title that is given, that is a relative font size. And first of all, this is the font size equals to -1, then size equals to -1, size equals to +1, size equals to +1. This is the font size equals to -1, then font size equals to +1, then equals to +1, +3, +3. That means whatever the font that is used, that is available with this one. Now how to set the font face? So this is one criteria, that is the font size. Now next is the font face. Font face means what are the types of fonts. We can say the font name, that is the font face. So you can set the font face using the face attribute, but be aware that if the user view the page does not have a font installed, they will not be able to see it. So this is very important, that if you are using the font face, like if you are using the font face as a Calibri, so it must be installed in your computer so that it run very effectively, and it will not available in the computer. So this is not access, that is the font face attribute is not applicable. So you can set the font face using the font attribute, but be aware that if the user view the page does not have a font installed, they will not able to see it. Instead, User will see the default font face applicable to the user's computer. That is, the users will see the default font face that is available, that is applicable to the user's computer. That is setting the font face. This is the one of the example that is used, that is the doc type HTML, then HTML, then head, then title. What is the title? That is the font face. Then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, body will be opened. That this is the font. Then face equals to Times New Roman. That is the face that is available, that is the Times New Roman. Then size equals to 5. Then it is available over here, that is the Times New Roman. Then the font will be closed and the BR will be opened. Then face equals to Vardhana, size equals to 5, Vardhana, font, BR. Then face equals to Comic Sans MS, size 5, Comic Sans MS, font, then BR. Then Wild West, then size 5, font, BR. Then Bedrock, size 5, Bedrock, font, BR. So these are the various font that is also used with this one. These are the various sizes, that is the size equals to 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So these are all the sizes have a 5. These are different faces that is available with the font. That is the font face, font face, font face, font face. Now specifying the alternative font faces, that is how to specify. Because before this, let's take execution of this code. So this is font face dot html. These are the various font that is also used over here, that is used in this one. Now let's see the output. So this is the title that is used, that is the font face. This is the Times New Roman, then Vardhana, then Comic Sans MS, then Wild Wet, then the Bedrock. So these are the various font that is used. And then specify the alternative font faces, that is how to specify. A visitor will only be able to see your font and if they have a font installed on your or their computer. That is a visitor, that is any visitor, any we can say the participant that will be able to only be able to see your font if they have a font installed on their computer. That is, if the font is not installed on their computer, that is not used. So it is possible to specify 2 or more font face alternative by listing the font face names by separated by the comma. So it is also possible to specify 2 or more fonts alternatively or alternative. So we can specify the font face alternative in the 2 parts or in one or the more parts by using the separating the comma. That is the font face equals to Arial, then Helvetica, then face equals to Lucida, Calibri, Comic Sans MS, then Lucida, Conseil. So these are the various faces that is used with the font face. When your page is loaded, their browser will display the first font face available. If none of the given fonts are installed, then it will display the default font face, that is the Times New Roman. So this is the default font face that is used, that is the Times New Roman. Now note, check a complete list of HTML standard font, that is a HTML standard font that is used with the HTML standard, that is HTML standard font that specify the alternate font faces that is used. So yeah, if it is not available, that is not installed, so it will display the default font face, that is the Times New Roman. Now check a complete list of the HTML standard font that is used. So these are the various standard font that is used, but by default it is the font face that is used, that is the Times New Roman. Now next is setting the font color, that is how to set the font color, or what are the various font color that is used. That is used with the font color, that is used with the various font colors. So you can also set any font color like using the color attribute. So there are various font color that is used with the various attribute, that is used with the various content, that is used with the various HTML forms. So we are using the color attribute for setting out the color, for making the color. So this is the font color attribute that is used. So you can set the font color by using the color attributes. You can specify the color that you want by either the color name, hexadecimal code for that color. There are two methods by which we are giving the color name, by which we are giving the color, either by using the color name or either by using the hexadecimal code for that color. So either you can use the color name or either you can use the hexadecimal code for that color. Now notice that you can also check a complete list of HTML color name with the code. So these are the various codes that is also used with the HTML colors. This is the example that is used, that is a doc type HTML, then HTML, then head, then title, then setting up the font color, then title will be closed, head will be closed, body will be opened, then font color equals to hash FFF, that is this text is in pink color. So this is of the pink color. Then font will be tag will be closed, so that means this text that is available within the pink color. Then the BR, then the font color equals to red, that is this text is in the red color, then the font will be closed. Then the body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So these are the various HTML font color that is used with the HTML. So this will produce the outputs. This is the output that is used. This is not visible. Now let's see what's our output of this one. So let's execute this code, that is the font color. This is text is in the pink color. The first one is in the pink color, then next one is the red color. So this is the hexadecimal code that is used. This is the color name that is used, that is a red color. So this is the pink, this is the red, right? Now next is the base font element. That is, what is the meaning of base font element that is used? That is supposed to set a default font size, color and typeface for any parts of the document that are not otherwise contained within a font tag. So base font contains colors name, font size, typefaces for any parts of the document that are not otherwise contained within a font tag. You can use the font element to override the base font setting. So we can also use, or you can use the font element to override the base font setting, that is using the base font setting that is used with the HTML data. So the base font element is supposed to set a default font size, color and the typeface for any part of the document that are not otherwise contained within a font tag, that is a font tag. Now next move to the next topic or the next chapter, that is chapter number 21, that is the HTML forms. So this is one of the important chapter, that is HTML forms, that is how to generate the form within the HTML. Till now you are able to fill the form that is available on the website, that is available on the internet, that is HTML forms. Now this part contains, that is how to develop or how to design that HTML forms, that is HTML forms. So HTML forms are required when you want to collect some data from the site visitors. For example, during user registration you would like to collect information such as name, email address, credit card, etc. That means why there is a use of the, or why there is a requirement of the HTML forms that is required where you want to collect some data from the site visitor. So suppose if you want to collect the data from any of the visitor, any of the person, any of the client, so that information will be available within the form or within the HTML form part, that is the HTML form that are required when you want to collect some data items from the site visitors. For example, during the user registration you would like to collect information. So if there is any user registration, you would like to collect the information such as name, email address, credit card, etc. A form will take input from the site visitors and then post it to a backend application such as CGI, that is a common gateway interface, ASP, that is a active server pages, then PHP script, that is a personal home page, that is a PHP. So whenever the form will be filled by the user, then it will be going to the backend application, that is CGI, that is ASP script and the PHP script. The backend application will perform required processing on the past data based on the defined business logic inside the application. So whatever the application, whatever the data that is used or that will be able to perform the required processing on the past data that is based on defined business logic inside the application. So whatever the business logic, whatever the defined information that will be used, that is used to support on the data defined that is on the inside the application. So first of all, the user will fill the form, then after filling the form, the backend application will run and post all the information that is available or that is rooted in the boxes that will be supplied to the CGI, ASP script or the PHP script. And there are various form elements that is available with the text fields, text area fields or the drop down menu, radio buttons, check boxes, etc. So there are various form elements that is available with the text fields, text area fields, drop down menus, radio buttons and the checkboxes. And the HTML tag is used to create a HTML form and it has the following syntax. So this is the syntax of the HTML forms. Now this line is also very important. So there are various form elements by which we can create our form. So what are the various elements that is used for creating the forms? That is a text fields, that is a text area field. That means text field means, for example, if I want to make the field that is a username or the password, that is a text fields. Then text area field, suppose I want a big we can say the large text box, that is a text area field, for example, that is of the address. Then drop down menus, that is a, for example, hobbies, that is a drop down menu. Then radio buttons, then check boxes. Radio button means that is married or unmarried, male or female, that is a radio button. Then there is a check boxes, that is a hobbies, singing, dancing, cooking. There are multiple hobbies, that is the check boxes. So in this chapter we will study that is how to create the radio buttons, how to create the text fields, how to create the drop down menu, how to create the radio buttons. So the HTML form tag is used to create a HTML form and it has a following syntax. This is the syntax of the form tag. So this is the form, that is action equals to script. Whatever the script URL that is used, that is available within the action. Then method equals to get or post. We can use either get, we can use either post. So there may be any element, there may be any action that is used, any value that is used of the method, that is either the get or the post. So that is a method equals to get or the post. Then form elements like input, text area, etc. So this is available within the form tag, that is a form element like input, text area, etc. Then the form will be closed. So first is the starting of the form, then this is the closing of the form. So this is form, action equals to script URL, method get post, then form element like input, text area, etc. Then the form will be closed. Then what next topic is, what are the various attributes that is used within the form, like action, method. So these are the various attributes. So apart from the common attributes, following is a list of the most frequently used form attributes. So these are the most frequently used form attribute that is used. What are the various most frequently used attributes? That is the action and the method. So there are these are the various attributes that is used. So first is the action, that is used for the backend script ready to process your past data. That means this is the backend application that is used, that is denoted by the action attribute. That is action equals to double quotes whatever we are giving in the action. That is a backend script ready to process your past data, that is the action. Then method, that is a method to be used to upload the data. That is a method, that is how to upload the data, how to gain the data, that is a method. So method to be used to upload the data, and the most frequently used are the get and the post method. So there are two methods that is used, that is either the get method, either using the post method. So one is the action, one is the method. Then target, then that specifies the target window or frame where the result of the script will be displayed. It takes values like blank, self, parent, etc. So this is the target that is used. So one is the action, one is the method, one is the target. Then next is the enc type, that is a enc type. So you can use the enc type attribute to specify how the browser encodes the data before it's sent to the server. That means this is the encryption type. That is what is the encryption type, that is how to send the data. That is what is the encryption type, that is attribute that is used to specify how the browser encodes the data before it's sent to the server. So before it's sent to the server, what are the various attributes that is used to browse the data? And the possible values are the application, then x www form, and you can say ur len coded. This is the standard method post form used in the simple scenario. Then the multi-part form data. So this is the use when you want to upload binary data in the form of files like image, word file, etc. So you can also use the enc type, encryption type, that is used to specify how the browser encodes the data before it sends to the server. That is encryption type. So these are the four attributes, or most recently or most commonly used attribute that is used with the form tag. That is the action, method, target, encryption type. That is the action, then method, then target, then encryption type. And this is a note that you can refer to the Perl and the CGI for a detail on how the form data upload works. Now next is HTML form control, that is how to give the what are the various HTML form controls, like the text input control, checkbox control, radio box control, select box control, file, hidden control, clickable buttons, submit, and the reset button. That means these are the various items that will be used, or that we are using for we can say displaying on the form, that is the HTML form control. So there are different types of form control that will be used to collect the data using the HTML form. So let's see one by one, that is what are the various control that is by which we can collect the data, that is the HTML form control. So let's start with this one, but before this let's take a break, then after the break let's start with each and every control, that is the HTML form control. So let's take a break right now. From the break, now let's start the session again. So next is what are the various HTML form control that is used within the HTML. So let's start one by one control. The first is the text input control. So there are three types of text input control that is used on the forms. One is a single line, as I said, for the username and the password. There is a single line text input control. This control is used for the item that requires only one line of user input, such as the search boxes or the names, and they are created using the HTML input tag. So this which tag is used, that is the HTML input tag is used for creating the HTML or single line input control. Then next is the password input control, that are also, this is also a single line control or single line text input, but it masks the character as soon as the user enter it. So that means it masks the character, means it is using the encrypted format when the users enter the password, that is represented within the asterisk format. Not directly the password will be entered, that is the, it masks the character. Mask means it hides the character as soon as the users enter it. And they are also created using the HTML input tag. That is, the input tag is also used for the creating a password. That means input tag is used for creating the username, that is a single line text, that may be a username or the password. So this is a one is a single line, then is a password. Then the multi-line text input, that is for the more than one line that is used, that for example the address that is available within the multi-line text input controls. This is used when the user is required to give details that may be longer than the single sentence. So if there are more than one sentences that is used, that is a multi-line sentence that is used, that is represented by the multi-line text input controls. So multi-line text input controls are creating using the HTML text area tag. So which tag is used for creating the HTML text area or for the long text area, that is done by the text area tag. The next is a single line text input controls. So this is one of the example that is used, shows the single line input control that is used to take the first name and the last name. So this is the example that shows how to use the single line input control by defining two criteria, that is the username and the passwords, or username and the or the first name and the last name. If I am filling the form, so there are three columns that is used for the name, that is the first name, then the middle name and the last name. In the same way, this is a single line text input that is used to take first name and the last name. So this is the doc type HTML, then HTML, then head, then title. Within the title it is given text input control, then title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then body. Now then the form will be used. Within the body the form tag will be used, then the first name that is displayed as it is, that is the first name, then this is the colon, then input. So which tag is used for single line input values or input control, that is the input tag is used, that is the input, then type equals to text, that is a type that is available, that is a text. So what is the meaning of type? That means what is the type of data that we are inserting in the fields that we are inserting in the input, that is a text. Then what is the name? That is the first name. Then the input tag will be closed. Then in the same way there is a BR. The next part is the last name. So this is the last name. Then again the input, that is the input type equals to text, then name equals to last name. Then the form will be closed and the body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So this is the how we are using the single line text input control that is used to take the first name and the last name. So this is the doc type HTML, head, title, head closed, body, form. That is the first name, again the input type equals to text, last name, again the input type equals to text. Then the form will be closed, body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So this will produce the following output. This is the first name, then there will be a box, then last name, there will be a box. Now what are the various attributes that is used with the form tag? First of all, let's execute this code within the browser. So the first code of your form tag, the output will be displayed by displaying the first name and the last name. So this is displayed, this is the title, that is the text input control, then this is the used as a first name, then this is the first name, then there is a box that is used, then there is a last name, then there is a box that is used. Now what are the various attributes that is used with the form for input tag, like type and the name? So there are four attributes that is used within the within the input tag. The first attribute is a type, that is a type equals to text. That means what is the type that is given? That is a text. That means we are displaying the values, we are inserting the values of the as a text. That is the input that is given is the text. So it indicates the type of input control, and for text input control it will be set to the text. So whatever the type that we are giving for the text input control, so whenever we want to give the name, so type that is given as a text, so it will be set to the text, that is the type equals to text. The name, that is used to give a name to the control which is sent to the browser to be recognized and get the value, that is the name that is given, that is the input name equals to this one. Then value, so this is the name, whatever the name that we are giving to recognize, or we can say that to remember what is the field name, what is the criteria of the field name, or what is the use of the field name. Then next is the value that can be used to provide an initial value inside the control, that is a value. Then size, that allows you to specify the width of the text input control in terms of the characters, that is the size. So if I am giving the size equals to 5, that means total 5 characters are input inside the username, inside the last name, inside the first name, that is the size. Then maximum length is how many maximum characters we are giving, that will be we can give the input in the maximum, how many maximum character we can give or we can input into the panel, into the text area. This is the maximum length. So these are the 5 attributes. One is the type, then name, then value, then size, and maximum length. Now next control is password input control. So one is the single line input control, text control. Now next is the password input control, and this is also a single line text input control, but it makes the characters as soon as it marks the character. That means it hides the character as soon as the user enters in it. So if the user enter password as a PPPPP, that will display as a mask, that will display as a hide character. So it masks the characters as soon as the user enters it. And they are also created using the HTML input tag, but type attribute is set to be password. In this, the type attribute, that is a text, but the only change in the password, the type attribute that is given is a password. So this is the password, right? So this is the example of the single line password input to take the user password. So this is the title, that is the password input control. Head will be closed, body will be opened, form tag will be used. The first content that is displayed, the first we can say the content, or we can say the area or the label that is used, that is a user ID. Within the user ID, there is an input tag that is used. What is the type of first one? That is a text. That means the user can type the text over here, that is a type equals to text, then name equals to user ID, then BR, then password. In this, the type is password. So whenever we are giving the type as a password, that will mask the character, that will display the character within the asterisk, within the dots, that is a type equals to password. Then form, then body, then HTML. Now this will display the output. Now let's see, this is the important output. We are going to insert the password. Let's see if it is available in the mask form or not. Now if I enter here, it is a Himanshu. Here I enter if as a, for example, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look, this is available within the asterisk format, within the mask format. This is mask the character. How it is mask the characters? So what is the criteria for masking the characters? It masks the character by using the type equals to password. If I'm giving the type as a text, so this will not mask the character. Now let's change the characters. Now let's change the type. If I'm giving as a text, now let's see what is the difference. Put the control S for saving the file. Go over here, refresh the file. Now if I'm giving ABC, now look, if I'm giving ABC, this will display as it is. So type is very important part. If I'm giving as a password, now let's see again, it will display like if I'm in dots form. So this is the password input control that is displayed. So whenever we use a type equals to password, it will display the password, it will give the password, it will display the content in the mask form. This is again the same attribute that is used within this one, within the password tag, the same, that is the type, the name, then value, then size, then maximum length. So these are the same 5 attributes that is used with the input tag that we are using in the single line input text characters. Now next control is the third control is the multiple line in text input controls. Now let's see multiple line text input controls. So next is the multi-level or the multiple line text input controls. So Larry, can I start right now, or can I start in the tomorrow's class? That is a multiple line input text control. So it's your advice, it's your decision, that is shall I start right now or in the tomorrow's class? Okay, thanks Larry. So that's all for today's session. In the tomorrow's class, that in the tomorrow's session, I will be taking your next topic, that is a multiple line text input control. So we have finished today the single line input controls. Tomorrow we will taken up about the multiple line text input controls. Alright, so thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye.